This is the 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD LTZ. Is it the perfect truck for you? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're back at Red River Chevrolet in Shreveport, Louisiana today to go over the particulars on this truck. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. The overall look and stance of this Silverado is very much worthy of what the truck is capable of. It looks aggressive, it looks powerful, it looks strong. We're going to have quite a bit of chrome here on the front end, so hopefully you like chrome. If this is something you're looking for in this trim level, you will find full LED lighting, LED headlights, LED daytime running lights. You can see the animated daytime running lights right there. Those are actually a lot brighter than you might expect when you see them after dark. And we'll have LED fog lights down here on the lower portion of the front end on the bumper. You're going to see all of your sensors right there. A lot of great safety features and driving aids. I'm going to tell you exactly what those are later in the video when we get into the interior. You also have your recovery hooks here. And you'll see right here, the forward-facing camera, the front camera, as some people like to call that. And if you're wondering what that is, that little notch that's sticking out right there, that is the camera washer. When you run your windshield washer fluid to clean off your windshield, you're also going to see, if you see it on the camera on the screen, you'll see it spraying windshield washer across right here, windshield washer fluid. I'll try and show you that later in the video, but that's how it works. You don't have to have it on the screen for that to happen. And we'll find the active air intake right here for this truck. It is four-wheel drive. We're going to have the Z71 badging right here. This truck comes with 20-inch wheels in this particular case. And right here is where you're going to plug in your block heater if you need that. Every once in a while here in Northwest Louisiana, I've found myself needing that on my GMC Sierra 2500. Hard to believe, but yes, it has happened. Now, one thing that I do wish was different here, while you have passive entry, that's the button right here on the front door handles on the driver and passenger side, you don't have it on the rear. In my opinion, if it's on the front, it should also be on the rear. Just makes things a lot easier. That helps you lock and unlock all four doors. Very convenient, gives you a lot of nice advantages there. Lock, unlock, remote start, and you can open and close your power tailgate on this truck. Panic button right there, and you also have a key inside of the key fob right here, or the remote, whichever you wish to call that. That way, if you ever need to, you can unlock the door physically right there. And let's talk about our side view mirrors. These are going to be heated power folding side view mirrors. They're also going to be power adjustable. You can see your blind spot monitoring built in there. Now, I push the button right here to do that. You can also program the truck to where those will fold and unfold when you lock and unlock the truck. That's done within the center screen. And we'll push the center button right here for when you're towing. There you go. You can extend those out. Very easy to deal with. And there's a lot more going on here than just that. I'm going to hit some of the buttons right here to turn on some of the lighting, and you can see the LED lighting right there on the inside of the mirror. We're also going to have it on the outside. We'll have our in-bed LED lighting that does a fantastic job of illuminating the interior of the bed after dark. You're going to have your cab light up there, and you will also have the light right here on the tailgate. Hopefully that shows up here in the bright sunshine today. And let's take a look at the passenger side here, and I'll show you that you also have your animated lights here in the rear. While that looks fairly dull here, or fairly dim I should say, at night, like I said, after dark, that is very bright. Now, a couple of great things going on back here to help you out. Number one, you have your corner steps right here. That's going to help you out getting in and out of the bed of the truck. You also have the bed steps, which are going to be on each side of the bed. But being that this is not the multi-flex tailgate, if you get the multi-flex tailgate, you can only hold the button out or push the button here to open the tailgate. Now I'm going to let that open, and then I'm going to show you what else you can do. Push the button once, twice, hold it on the second push, and you have the power up feature. You won't get that with the multi-flex tailgate. So if this is something you want, then that tells you what type of tailgate your truck needs to have. As you can see by the badging on the hood, this is the 6.6 liter Duramax diesel that puts out 470 horsepower and 975 pound-feet of torque, mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. The fuel tank size on this truck is going to be 36 gallons in capacity, This truck will feature a 36-gallon fuel tank. MPGs in the city are estimated at 14 miles per gallon, 19 miles per gallon out on the highway. On a full tank of fuel, you should be able to drive about 504 miles in the city and 684 miles out on the highway. Towing will range between 20,000 pounds. Towing in the conventional manner, if you go fifth wheel or gooseneck, you're looking at 22,500 pounds. And as far as your payload goes, this is going to vary a little bit depending on if you go two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, 3,200 pounds or 3,500 pounds. You have your bed liner here. There are going to be a total of 12 tie-down points, 3 in the front, 3 in the rear on both sides. We have our 120-volt power outlet right here. That's going to make things very easy. Everything for trailering is also going to be here. Plenty of room here within the bed to do whatever it is you need to do. You have the power sliding rear window right there, and underneath the rear of the truck is a spare tire, something that I know gives us all a peace of mind in case we have a flat. Whether it's the front seat or the back seat, there is no shortage of space for driver, passenger, and storage for small items. We're going to have a nice large armrest right here, plenty of room within the door bin, also a cup holder built in right there. And I only have one side of the seats lifted up here, but the seat cushions lift up on both sides. There's storage underneath that area. All the tools to change a tire, if you need to do that, will be there. Something else that I really like is the in-seat storage. This is going to be on both sides here on the passenger and the driver's side over there. And ease and convenience. We have a grab handle right here as far as being able to get in and out of the truck, and I like that it's at all 4 doors. There are some vehicles that don't have that, some vehicles that don't have that. On the driver's side, I guess you just have to grab the steering wheel in that case. Fold down armrest with the cup holders built in. Now, down the road, I don't know how long it's going to be before Chevrolet redesigns these trucks. When they do, I would like to see not only larger air conditioning vents here for rear seat passengers, we do have heated seats right here in Northwest Louisiana. We will not need that again until maybe November of this year. It's going to be a while, so how about some ventilated seats as well? That'd be a nice option. We'll also find the USB ports right there, and a couple of cup holders built in. There is no shortage of cup holders within the interior of this truck. More storage space right here on the rear of the seats with the rear seat pockets. This truck in particular does not have a sunroof. If it did, it would be a conventional size sunroof. I know a lot of you are hoping for a panoramic sunroof in the future. The sticker price on this truck is $80,610. Let's hop inside and we'll get the truck up and running. You can see the animated graphics that come up on the screen. Most trucks have this in this day and age. Tell me what you think. I know a lot of people don't really care about that, but since it's here, it's something I might as well tell you about because it's something you're paying for. I'm going to turn the fan speed down. Let's see what else you get for this sticker price. On the driver's side and passenger side, we're going to have power adjustable seats, lumbar support built in. Both will be heated and ventilated. And we'll have our upper glove box, as you can see right there, quite a bit of space. And the lower glove box, the conventional position for that. You also have space right here on the side of the center console on each side for the driver and passenger, larger door bins, and armrest on the doors here in the front. The one thing missing from the passenger side door is going to be seat memory. At the price point of this truck, I think it should be on the passenger side just as what we see here on the driver's side. Everything for controlling your side view mirrors and your power windows, your door locks, all of that's going to be here. Here's where your power parking brake is located. And you can see everything here for your lights and your drive mode selector. Let's take a look at what our drive modes are. Now we're going to start here with normal. We work our way over to off-road, and then you can see that, well, that is what you have. Just those 2 driving modes, pretty easy to deal with. You can change the look of the driver's display depending on what you want to do. You can go in here to presets if you want to just change it to whatever is preset here. So you can see we saw classic, there is progressive, we also have digital. Just to run through and show you what all is here, because I know not everybody does that in these videos. We also have clean. And a very common question that I receive in my videos, let me bring it back up so I can show it to you, is to do with what we have right here, the lightness of the truck. A lot of people don't want that. You can get rid of that. In fact, let me go back over here and you can see that you can adjust the left side and the right side. That's where you're going to go. We're going to go in here and we can make changes to what we see. There you go. You can see what's there. So depending on what you want to do, you can change that. It's very easy to deal with, but that, like I say, is a question I've received from a lot of people. So you can see there's a lot of adjustability built in and a lot of different details and information you can have on the screen. You have a manually adjustable steering wheel. It is tilt and telescopically adjustable. Let me bring that lever all the way down so I can show you. There you go, right there. Let me get it in the right place. The lever is right there. It's in the center of the steering column. Everything for managing the driver's display right there. You can also use your adaptive cruise control right here on the back of the steering wheel. On the right hand side you can adjust the volume, and on the left hand side you can adjust what you're listening to. Now, I've had a lot of people tell me that the conventional style shifter right here gets in the way of the center screen, and this is my vantage point. It's not in the way of the center screen from where I am sitting. I can see it just fine. Let me bring it up just a little bit to eye level for myself. Now, it can get in the way of some of the buttons down here, depending on what you need to see as far as your exhaust brake and some of your other features here, but a lot of them you can still see no matter what. But I've just had that a lot of the time from a lot of people in other videos commenting and saying they don't like that. I don't have an issue with it, but that's me. One thing I do want to make sure to let you know about, I talked about your adaptive cruise control. You manage it right here. That also works when you're trailering. Nice to have that functionality. And right here, something that I wish we had the opposite of. This is the heated steering wheel button. I don't need that on right now. It'd be nice to have a heated and ventilated steering wheel, just like the heated and ventilated seats. Here on the upper console, this is the control for opening your power sliding rear window. Home link right here, 3 different buttons for the garage door openers. If you want to program your garage door openers to your truck, you can program up to 3. Now, let me make an interesting point about that for the future. If you go by what we're seeing in newer models from Chevrolet and GMC with the different screen, it's not this screen, it's a different screen. It actually has all of that built into the screen itself. I would rather have physical buttons for that. The one advantage to that is that you can program up to 8 different garage door openers. I don't know who those trucks and SUVs are being built for, but I know I only have 2 at the moment. So, you never know. But I have to say, it looks very nice here with what we have at the 13.4 inch screen. There's a little bit of storage right above right there if you need that. Like I said, a lot of little nooks and crannies for smaller items for storage. The 13.4 inch touchscreen is chocked full of information, great technology, very easy to learn and use. I want to show you a couple of interesting things here. You do have the Google Assistant app here, so you can say, hey, I'm not going to say the name, but that name right there, because I might set off devices in your house. But you can ask so many different questions and get a lot of information. You can use voice commands to set up navigation. And if you need another app, you can go into your Play Store, depending on what you need. If you can find it, you can add it there. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto right here. Those are great out because I'm not using them right now, but you can wirelessly pair your smartphone. And you have your multiple camera views. You have that overhead view right there. There is your front view camera. Remember earlier I told you about when you run the windshield washer fluid like this, it also sprays the windshield washer fluid across the front camera. You can see that in action. In case you missed it, like I said, you don't have to have the camera on the screen like it is right now for that to work. It's going to work no matter what. As long as you run your windshield washer fluid for your windshield, it will spray across the camera. And there's your rear view camera. You have 2 camera views on each camera. Each view, there's the front and the rear views. Also have the side view mirrors. Got your 2 views there. In fact, let me show you your 2 views. I didn't do that right there. Let's show you what's there. And then that makes it very easy to hitch up to a trailer. And we also have the bed view. And if you need to zoom in, you can do that right there. You can see what's going on where that's concerned. And then there's how we get back to our main screen. And we can X out of that. Everything for trailering is going to be here. I'll just quickly show you what's here because I can't hitch up to a trailer right now and really go through everything, but it makes it very easy to deal with. As far as that goes, you can see what is there. And we're going to go into settings right here and answer a question that I told you I would answer earlier in the video. We're going to go right here to Vehicle, And then we're going to go right down here to collision and detection systems and tell you what's here. You can change your alert type right there. You have automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, adaptive cruise go notifier, lane change alert, park assist tow bar, and rear cross traffic alert. And we'll go back right here because there's one other thing I want to show you under comfort and convenience. Now you can change your chime volume if you want your mirrors to tilt when you go into reverse. You can turn that on right there. Remote mirror folding. This is what I was talking about when you can set that if you want your mirrors to automatically fold and unfold when you lock and unlock the truck. We're going to go back right here, and you can also have your rain sensing wipers turned on and off. One thing about the mirrors I didn't talk about earlier that I do want to touch on is they are power adjustable, but only that top portion, the largest area of the rear view mirror is power adjustable. That bottom section down there is actually manually adjustable. Just something to keep in mind. And we have the ability to go back home right here if we want to. We can go home with the button right here. You can also push this button. There's your knob for the radio, turning that on and off and adjusting the volume. And I already talked a little bit about what you have here as far as your different buttons go. I think you know what everything is right there. Dual zone climate control, heated and ventilated seats. Now let me say something here that's very important about these seats. They heat up quickly and they cool down quickly. I'm very impressed with how quickly that happens. Trailer brake control right here. You can turn the engine on and off right there. As far as connectivity goes, we have a couple more USB ports right there, another 120 volt power outlet right here, and a couple of USB options. This is your wireless charging pad, but I want you to notice what you don't find anywhere in the interior of this truck, and that is a 12 volt power outlet. Not quite sure why that's missing from these Chevrolet Silverados and the GMC Sierras, but that is the case. Plenty of room within the center console. The tray is removable right here, as you can see, but nice to have a little bit of extra space as far as that goes. You'll also find the space right here in front of the cup holders. All right, here we go on the test drive. These trucks are a bit of a surprise when it comes to acceleration. If it's something you're not used to, when you need to get up and go, this truck will definitely do it. Even with a trailer on the bumper or hitched up with the gooseneck or fifth wheel hitch, these trucks making a lot of horsepower and a lot of torque. Actually quite fun to drive. The ride quality, well, a little bit on the rough side, but not too bad in my opinion. It actually seems to ride better in a lot of cases than the 1500s do. That's because the truck is heavier. The 1500s are so light today that it does make a big difference in the ride quality. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I have a similar truck to this, and so driving it every day is a very enjoyable experience, easy to see out of, and plenty of space. One of the most common questions I receive has to do with how easily somebody who is really tall or really short can set things up as far as the driver's seat and the steering wheel goes. You've got so much room to work with here. Anybody should be just fine. Well over 6 feet tall, down around 5 feet tall. Not a problem at all. I didn't talk about it, but for those of you that aren't as tall, you do have the advantage of those assist steps, the affixed in place assist steps. They're not the power steps that come out, such as on the higher trim levels, but it works well. Not a big deal. Personally, I like that because it actually works as a deterrent for door dings, depending on how tall of a vehicle is sitting next to you in a parking lot. If it's not higher than those assist steps, the advantage there is that if somebody opens their door too far, it's going to hit those steps before it's going to hit the door and cause a door ding or damage the paint, any issues like that. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, very easy to learn and use technology here as far as the screen goes, the driver's display. I tried to show you some of that without going too far into great detail, but hopefully enough to show you that it is very easy to learn and use. Very comfortable driver's seat and passenger seat. The back seat's not too bad, although it could use maybe a little bit more recline. I've actually ridden in the back seat of a friend's truck that is similar to this for a couple of hours. Not too bad, but like I said, I'd like to have a little bit more recline back there, make it a little bit more comfortable, but it definitely works. Not a big deal. Overall, it's a very good truck. It's going to get the job done for you. If towing around 20,000 pounds isn't enough, you can go with the dually and increase that. Now, just in case anybody is wondering, the max towing capacity of the dually is 36,000 pounds. But keep in mind, that is going to be the regular cab dually, not going to be the crew cab such as like we have with this truck. And there it is, the 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD LTZ. Is it the perfect truck for you? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. Maybe there's something that you feel is missing from this truck. Tell me about it. I'm curious to know. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at Red River Chevrolet for loaning me this truck for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And if you would, please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you'd like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.